Welcome back to Horrible. Time for the Politics Fix. Joining me right now, Michael Shear of Time and Dominic Carter of New York One. I want to talk to you about the hot news of the day. It's on the front page, the top of the fold, action in the Indian Ocean. Michael Shear, what does this say about our president, his command authority's ability to give orders, et cetera, and to have, I would say, a bit of luck?
Yeah, the president and the White House want you to think he owned this. Just hours after the captain was released, the White House put out a TikTok of every meeting the president had on this crisis, of every communication he had, of all the meetings that his staff was having. It was almost like they were portraying a script from 24 with Kiefer Sutherland on a cell phone with the president. So they're claiming this, and really what it's about is rebutting that Republican narrative, which you saw coming out late last week, that the president won't be able to handle these tough foreign policy decisions about life and death.
So this is the Bay of Pirates.
That's right, something like that.
Let me go to Dominic Carter. Your read from the big city, sir. This reads like the perfect story for a new president. Do something, be tough, win.
Well, Chris, it is a very good day for the new president. On the world stage, this may not be that big as, for example, the war in Iraq. But look at the possible damage there was should something have gone wrong with this. This situation could have been a major embarrassment for the new president. Critics would have said, see, we told you he's not ready for the world stage. They would have argued, how could he handle terrorism when he can't handle 4 pirates? But the great news here, the captain is alive. So, again, it's a good day for the president. And I just want to say, Chris, I've actually been on assignment in Somalia, and as Americans, I don't think we understand just how bad the lawlessness is in Somalia. It is really bad there.
Well, I know that the evil people that go down into Kenya and kill elephants for the tusks, they are unbelievable. They're with their AK-47s. They're incredibly well armed, and I can imagine the more I've heard about these pirates, the scarier they are. And I guess the question is, should we give more credit to our fighting men and women out there every day of the week on post as we speak, on post right now, somewhere in Iraq or Afghanistan, right now, Michael, who, as part of their job description, have to face these kind of firefights, and they're the ones at the other end of the gun.
It's one thing to be a sniper. It's another thing to be a sniper on a moving ship shooting at another moving ship, and then 3 people making dead shots like that.
Oh, I'm not questioning their talent. I'm questioning the danger our own troopers are in. Let me ask you about this matter. Is this going to help morale? Michael?
You know, I think it does until the next pirate problem. We haven't solved this problem on the Somali coast. And Defense Secretary was out today saying it's not something that can be solved just by sending more ships there and sitting off the coast. You have a situation in which these were teenagers with guns going out in boats, obviously not very smart about what they were doing. And you have a country that is essentially an endless supply of teenagers with very little hope and guns who will go out. So the long-term problem has to be solved. Hasn't been solved yet.
Well, it's the danger faces a lot of Americans in that part of the world right now, in places like Lamu and those places along the Kenyan coast. It must be I'm sure our people are being warned right now about getting out of action right now, getting out of sight. Anyway, thank you, Michael Shear. Thank you, Dominic Carter. We'll be right back with both of you gentlemen. Welcome back. We've got Michael Shear staying with us and Dominic Carter. You know, there was a little bit of fire the last couple of days over this Rick Warren statement. First on Larry King. He really wasn't an opponent of Prop 8 in any kind of public way. Then we get this videotape showing him making a big case against Prop 8. He was sending to all his Congregationalists. What do we make of this? I'm just wondering, I want you to start, Michael, is this issue of same-sex marriage got a lot of firepower for the right still?
It doesn't in the same way it once had, and it won't going forward because younger voters just don't feel the same way about it. What's going on there is there's a conventional nuance among Christian conservatives. They don't want to be against anything. They want to be in favor of the definition of marriages between a man and a woman. The problem is that for a gay couple, saying that the state should not grant you the same rights as a straight couple, it doesn't feel like they're just in favor of something. It feels definitely like they're against something. So that's the line that Warren is trying to walk there. He's trying to say, I'm not against gay couples. I'm not against gay marriage. I'm just in favor of a definition of marriage.
What do you make of it, Dominic? Is this still a hot issue? It helped carry Ohio for George Bush in his re-election campaign. Is it still going to have that kind of firepower?
It's still a hot issue. I look at it from the bigger point of view, and that is Obama being Obama. We're quickly learning that he's a great political animal, and what we can expect in the days ahead, he can duck questions artfully, and he'll do so on this issue as it relates to Rick Warren. Don't expect to see him agree with Warren, but don't expect to see him publicly disavow him. You know, what I would say is that when it comes to the smart gay activists, they know they have a much better friend different in the White House these days than in the last 8 years.
That's fairly clear. Anyway, thank you, Michael Sheeran. Thank you, Dominic Carter.